news at Blair House as President Kaunda is visited by the Honorable Robert S. McNamara, head of the World Bank. This is a friendly and productive meeting for both parties. At the end of the day, President Kaunda returns to the White House, now with Mrs. Kaunda, for a formal dinner in their honor given by President and Mrs. Ford. More than 100 guests have been invited, representing the diplomatic, business, and cultural communities. Among those present are Mr. Kaunda, son of the presidential couple, His Excellency Siteki Mwale, Ambassador of the Republic of Zambia, Secretary and Mrs. Kissinger, the Honorable Jean M. Wilkowski, United States Ambassador to Zambia, and Mr. Roy Wilkins, Executive Director of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. The dinner will be followed by toasts by the two presidents, expressing the friendship of their nations and the hopes for cooperation and peace.
America knows and respects you, Mr. President, but also, I should say, we know that in the modern history of Zambia and the history of Kenneth Kaunda, they are inseparable. Your moral and intellectual leadership guided your country to independence, and for that we praise you. And your leadership has made your young nation an example of respect and admiration throughout the world. The American people join me in saluting you for your accomplishments, your dedication, and your wisdom in a controversial and difficult world. We ask that you convey to your people in Zambia our admiration for them and for you, and our greetings.
We wish America to understand our aims and objectives. We are not fighting whites. We are fighting an evil and brutal system. On this, there must be no compromise, none at all. America should also understand our strategy. We want to achieve our objectives by peaceful methods, first and foremost. Africa is ready to try this approach with patience and exhaust all possible tactics, for peace is too precious for all of us. But our patience and the patience of the oppressed has its limits.
Above all, it is hoped that increased understanding of each other's countries will result not only from frank and open discussions, but informal and spontaneous contact as well. The next day, President Kaunda and his party are driven in a motorcade several miles from Washington to Arlington, Virginia, site of Arlington National Cemetery. This is the official burial ground open to all Americans who served their country in the armed forces from the Civil War on to the present. Men and banners representing all parts of the armed forces accompany President Kaunda in strict procession, standing at attention as the national anthem of Zambia is played. Foreign heads of state frequently lead memorial ceremonies at Arlington Cemetery. These visits not only honor American war dead, but also symbolize the toll that war has taken on all nations. President Kaunda pays his respects by presenting a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier, while visitors to Arlington look on. On behalf of his countrymen, President Kaunda also lays a wreath at the tomb of John Fitzgerald Kennedy, 35th President of the United States, assassinated in his first term of office. In his tribute of flowers, President Kaunda joins thousands of visitors to Arlington in remembering President Kennedy, for flowers are left here by many who come to the late president's grave. An honor guard stands constant watch here, and the eternal flame burns bright on the grave, keeping the memory forever alive. The last memorial is laid at the grave of Robert F. Kennedy, brother of John Kennedy, and a presidential candidate himself in 1968. It is equally fitting in this solemn place to pay respects to all those who have fought and died for freedom throughout the world. Following these ceremonies, President Kaunda returns to Blair House for another meeting with international journalists, where he reviews his sessions with President Ford, Secretary Kissinger, and others, and answers a wide range of questions from the press.
To thank President Ford, Mrs. Ford, Secretary of State Kissinger, Ms. Kissinger, and all their colleagues for giving us in the Zambian delegation such a memorable time in this great country. I must say that I have found President Ford a very honest and sincere man. And therefore I believe that what we have discussed and agreed upon will be supported, I hope, by the American public. In terms of bilateral relations, here I'm glad to see that we have little in the form of problems. Thanks again, I should say this publicly, to two ambassadors, your own ambassador in Zambia and our own ambassador here.
Mrs. Kaunda also represents Zambia at several Washington events, including a luncheon at the State Department given by Mrs. Nancy Kissinger and a visit to the Frederick Douglass Museum of African Art. Mrs. Kaunda is guest of honor at a tour and reception hosted by Dr. Benetta Washington, wife of the mayor of the city of Washington. The Museum of African Art is the former home of Frederick Douglass, a prominent black newspaper publisher and strong abolitionist of the 19th century. Today, the museum houses one of the finest collections of African sculpture and artifacts in the United States. This visit is followed by a tea attended by more than 200 guests, during which a gold symbol of the International Women's Year is presented to Mrs. Kaunda. Meanwhile, President Kaunda takes the opportunity to visit the Washington Embassy of the Republic of Zambia. After meeting the embassy staff, the President signs the official guest register, marking his visit here. Assisted by Zambian Ambassador Mwali, President Kaunda is then introduced to ambassadors of other African nations who have gathered here to greet him. The ambassadors informally discuss several topics of interest to all African nations. President Kaunda has often remarked on the need for unity of the African countries in their common goals and desires. Returning to Blair House, the President is met by representatives of the Congressional Black Caucus, including Congressman Charles Diggs of the House International Relations Committee. Almost all members of the Black Caucus have visited Zambia and are acquainted with President Kaunda. Senator Hubert Humphrey of Minnesota also pays a visit to Blair House. He joins President Kaunda and Senator Dick Clark, chairman of the Senate Subcommittee on African Affairs. President Kaunda extends an invitation to the members of the subcommittee to visit Zambia. Later, President and Mrs. Kaunda arrive at the Hilton Hotel for a ceremony in which the President will be presented with the symbolic key to the city by Mayor Walter Washington. This is the traditional way in which a host city extends its friendship and honor to visiting dignitaries. The presentation indicates the solidarity which the American people feel with the people of Zambia and the enthusiasm with which the Zambian delegation is received.
It is my pleasure today to symbolically say to you that we present to you the key of the city of Washington, the capital of this nation. Symbolically, we have no greater indication of how we love you. And though it does not open the mint, it does open our hearts in mutual friendship and a bond of brotherhood which will long endure. Mr. President, you may not realize, and frequently we don't, where your friends are, but tonight I want this occasion to be well recorded, because together this nation must stand with you in your efforts. And I pledge you, sir, that this symbol of friendship will always give you strength to know that there are those of us walking with you every step of the way as you pursue your endeavors to free a continent, and as we reach our bicentennial year and hope that we will be able to free our continent for all people. Thank you very much.
Following the presentation, President Kaunda leads the Zambian group in a song of friendship for their hosts, who join in the music. The United States has been pleased and honored by the visit of President Kenneth Kaunda and hopes that this opportunity for contact will promote increased cooperation and understanding between the United States and the Republic of Zambia.